Black Forest cake. I grew up with this shit. So my dad comes from Germany. We're talking about doing some baking challenges. Not really our forte out here in Emerson. Kyle and I are we're chefs. So give me a pasta dough in July that has relative humidity of 37%. And I know it's going to be a little bit different than the pasta dough that you give me in December with relative humidity of 13%. So we've had a lot of fun dissecting and putting back together all the things that you guys have done throughout this year in terms of cooking. But now we're getting into Christmas. So when we talk about Christmas baking, we're talking about gingerbread houses, we're talking about butter tarts, we're talking about Nanaimo bars, all those things that we grew up with in Canada. It doesn't matter what Canada looks like for you. I'm pretty sure these are the things that everybody got at Christmas. But what we wanted to do was take what we had at Christmas, part of our family, and share it with you guys, and show everybody here's what the next contest looks like. So my dad's not a baker, he's a bricklayer. You guys probably all know that, but there's not that actually big of a difference between laying bricks, building them up, and building up your layers of a cake. So what we've done here is we've taken a good German Christmas cake. It's a multi-layer cake, it's very simple. And the idea here for everybody is to replicate what we have done, but very important, build on this. This is simple. We're gonna show you how to put together a very simple multi-layer Black Forest German Christmas cake. And I had this every year when I was growing up, you guys. It's the simplest thing in the world. If you guys can recreate this, you got a little path to my heart. If you can do one better, you might just win the last competition of the year. So, here we go. 3 layers, German Black Forest Christmas cake. Bang. So here we go. One of the things that we're looking for this year in the Christmas baking contest is layers. What can you do with layers? If you're an English speaker and getting into a kitchen, one of the things you're going to hear is millefeuille. Millefeuille means 1,000 layers, 1,000 sheets, a millefeuille. So we're going to do a very typical, the reason I mentioned that, if you guys want to get super creative and do a millefeuille with something sweet, I'd accept that, but you need puff pastry. Something less than a millefeuille, Black Forest cake, a very basic layered cake. So this is what we're gonna go through right now. We're just gonna lay this out. We're gonna show you guys how to do this, nice and simple. You guys follow along and then show us what you can do. We're evening out the layers of cream in our multi-layered cake. That's all we're doing. And later on after the fact, we're gonna come back and clean up all of these little problem areas. But the first thing we're doing is putting a layer on the cake. The next thing we're gonna do, this is Black Forest cake. Okay, so we're talking about traditional holiday layered desserts. My family comes from Germany, at least a portion of my family comes from Germany. One of those things that is traditional to us is a Black Forest cake. So a layered dark chocolate cake with sour cherries, a little bit of kirsch, and some whipped cream. This is the basics, everybody. We have our first layer of Black Forest cake. We're about to apply the cherries. Watch. One of the things that we're looking for from everybody is creativity in the layers. I'm gonna show you guys this very simple technique. All we're doing is adding one layer to the next. But what we want to see from all of you is at least 5 layers. Everybody say hello to my father.
Hi, how are you?
Dad, say hi to everybody. Okay, so we're looking for a minimum of 3 layers. We have 1 plus the cherries. Here is layer number 2. Two things I want to comment on. Number 1, professional cooks don't look their fingers like I just did. And number 2, my father comes from South Germany, and so Black Forest cake during the holidays, very typical, traditional thing for us. What we have here, we have a basic layer of chocolate Genoise cake that's been doused a little bit in alcohol, some kirsch, black cherry liqueur. We have sour cherries and a bit of a glaze, a sugar and starch glaze. And we have whipped cream around the cake. So this is going to be a very basic 2-layer cake. What we are looking for from everybody is to make a very simple cake like this. It could be a Black Forest, it could be a strawberry shortcake, it could be an opera cake, it could be something that we all know. But take this, take the demonstration and the recipe and everything else and turn this into an absolute knockout 84-layer Christmas sensation that none of us have ever seen. And we'll put your recipe in our cookbook. How's that? And we'll give it to Santa to distribute. Okay, now we're gonna finish this cake off. So we wanna take the remnants of the whipped cream really all we're gonna do is try and make this a nice round square. When you're German, and some pastry chef out there says to you, we're gonna make a nice round square. There are a couple of things that run through your head. 1, what kind of numbers are you looking at? 2, world that I come from, there is no such thing as a round square.
Ça c'est bon?
C'est bon. And you'll also find just a little trail end of Santa Claus, because as he goes through his run throughout the night on Christmas, everybody talks about the cookies and the milk and everything else, but believe me, you guys, Santa comes for Black Forest cake. And especially the stuff that's made fresh in advance and has a little swirl of sour cherry cream.